Nobuhiro Watsuki is a Japanese manga artist best known as the creator of Rorouni Kenshin, one of the most influential shonen manga series of the 1990s. His work combines historical drama, sword-based action, and moral themes, which helped shape manga and anime culture during that era. At its core, Rorouni Kenshin is a story set in Japan's Meiji period. It follows Kenshin Himura, a former assassin who has sworn never to kill again as he seeks redemption for his past. The series sold tens of millions of copies worldwide and was adapted into anime series OVAs and highly successful live-action films, securing its global legacy. However, Watsuki's career was severely damaged by controversy. In November 2017, he was formally charged with possession of illegal materials. The Tokyo Metropolitan Police became aware that he had been purchasing such materials, which led to focused surveillance. Later that month, Watsuki's office in Tokyo was raided, and the search reportedly uncovered a large quantity of illegal material, including approximately 100 DVDs containing CP material. The victims depicted in the material were identified as minors in their early teens. During the police investigation, Watsuki admitted to the charge of possession and made statements about his personal preferences, indicating an attraction to specific age groups among minors. He was subsequently convicted, and as a result, Rorouni Kenshin: The Hokkaido Arc, the sequel to the original series, was suspended by Shueisha. Despite the large volume of illegal material found in his possession, the judicial sentence handed down to Watsuki was widely regarded as lenient. He was fined 200,000 yen, which is approximately $1,264 in today's currency. Following this, Watsuki's suspension was later lifted, and the Hokkaido Arc resumed serialization in Japan in June 2018. About 6 months after the charges were filed, and roughly 4 months after his conviction and fine were finalized. Kuichiro is a Japanese anime producer best known for his work on several major films directed by Makoto Shinkai, including Your Name, Weathering with You, and Suzume. These films are widely regarded as high-value and globally recognized Japanese cultural works, and Ito's involvement played an important role in the commercial success of Comics Wave Films productions. Over time, he established himself as a prominent figure in modern Japanese animation, with reports often describing him as a leading or influential producer in the industry. However, his career was later overshadowed by serious allegations. In 2021, Ito reportedly contacted a minor through social media and attempted to use his wealth and status to pressure the individual into sending you-know-what images in exchange for money. The crime did not come to light through internal monitoring at Comics Wave Films or through a direct report from the victim, but instead through external police investigation. Ito's involvement was uncovered when his name surfaced during an investigation into an unrelated exploitation case. Following this discovery, he was arrested at his home in Tokyo. During questioning, Ito admitted to the charges brought against him by police. He reportedly stated that there were so many victims involved that he could not immediately identify which specific case the investigators were referring to. After the investigation concluded, Ito was charged with a total of 19 criminal offenses and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Currently, his legal team is appealing the sentence. His attorney argues that 2 of the victims have reached out-of-court settlements and that Ito is undergoing counseling, claiming these factors warrant a reduced sentence. Tatsuya Matsuki was a rising manga writer best known as the author of Act Age. The series centered on Kei Yonagi, a high school girl with exceptional talent for method acting. Her main motivation was to succeed in order to support her 2 younger siblings after the death of their mother. Act Age stood out in Weekly Shonen Jump for its complex and driven female protagonist, a rarity in a magazine traditionally dominated by male-led stories. The series achieved significant success and critical praise until its sudden cancellation in 2020. This decision followed a scandal involving Matsuki himself. The writer was convicted of predatory behavior, specifically SA, involving vulnerable minors. He was accused of harassing 2 JHS-aged girls, which led to his arrest and conviction. Following his arrest, Matsuki reportedly confessed to the crime, stating that there was no no question the footage presented to him depicted his own actions. He was formally found guilty of indecent acts and sentenced to a 3-year prison term. As a result, ActAge was permanently cancelled and removed from all digital platforms. Sales of the collected manga volumes were suspended, and an upcoming stage play adaptation was also cancelled. One of the most unfortunate consequences of the case was the impact on Matsuki's collaborator, the series illustrator, who was not involved in the incident. Despite this setback, she was able to move forward with her career and is now the illustrator for Ichi the Witch, one of the most anticipated new generation manga series.
Mitsutoshi Shimabukuro is a Japanese manga artist best known as the creator of Toriko, one of Shueisha's most successful battle shonen series of the late 2000s and early 2010s. His career, however, is also marked by a serious legal and ethical scandal that occurred early on. Shimabukuro's work is characterized by extreme physicality, exaggerated character designs, and a strong focus on food, survival, and raw strength. Toriko achieved major commercial success, with over 30 million copies in circulation worldwide. Before Toriko, Shimabukuro had already found moderate success with earlier manga series. He also received notable recognition prior to Toriko's serialization, winning awards such as the Shogakukan New Comic Award and the Akatsuka Award for Best New Manga Artist. After receiving one of the industry's highest commendations for his contributions to media aimed at minors, Shimabukuro was, just 1 year later, convicted of commercially exploiting a minor. He had paid a minor approximately 80,000 yen to engage in activities with him, including watching Netflix together. Later that year, he was found guilty of violating exploitation laws. Shimabukuro was sentenced to 2 years in prison. However, the sentence was suspended for 4 years, effectively placing him on probation rather than sending him to prison. As a result, he did not serve jail time and was able to continue working as a manga artist. This 4-year suspended sentence created a legal loophole that allowed publishers to reintroduce him into the industry. Shueisha took advantage of this and eventually brought Shimabukuro back into Weekly Shonen Jump. Soon after, he returned to prominence with the launch of Toriko, which went on to become a highly successful series. Jung-Hyun Park is best known for his work at Kodansha, one of Japan's largest publishing houses. He was a highly successful manga editor who worked on several of the most popular series in the industry. His most notable contribution was Attack on Titan, where he famously discovered Hajime Isayama and played a crucial role in the series' early development and its eventual global success. Park also served as the editor for The Seven Deadly Sins during its run in Weekly Shonen magazine. Over time, he continued to rise within Kodansha and eventually became deputy editor-in-chief of Weekly Morning, a major seinen manga magazine. However, in 2017, his career took a drastic and tragic turn when he was arrested in connection with the murder of his wife. In August 2016, Park contacted emergency services, claiming that his wife had collapsed at their home. He initially told police that she had fallen down the stairs, but later changed his account, suggesting that she had died by suicide. However, forensic evidence led investigators to conclude that Park had strangled his wife to death in their Tokyo residence. In 2019, Park was found guilty and sentenced to 11 years in prison. Although the conviction was initially upheld, it was later overturned by the Tokyo High Court due to concerns surrounding the interpretation of forensic evidence. The case was then sent back for retrial by the Supreme Court. In mid-2024, following a retrial, the Tokyo High Court reinstated the original guilty verdict and upheld the 11-year sentence, determining that Park's explanation for his wife's death was physically impossible. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more.